What's up, y'all? This is Brave, and I'm back with another review of Basketball Wives. This is season 12, episode 4, and the episode is titled Friends and Foes Do Vegas. Let's go ahead and get right into this review. All right, so we start this episode off, of course, with a little montage of what everybody got going on, especially with their kids. And the first person that we see is Ming. She's FaceTiming her daughter. And it is honestly wild to me how people really leave their kids so that way they can come do a show for VH1. I get it, it's for the check, but me personally, I don't think I would be able to leave my child for, a long period of time just so I can film. But, people got to do what they got to do. Moving on from there, we see Denise, and she's with her daughter. They're talking about celebrating this little girl's father's birthday. Y'all, who's her daddy? Because when they show pictures of, this woman and her other child, I believe she has with Lonzo Ball, I'm just like, oh, okay, she has a baby with him, but I don't think this little girl is his child. Or am I tripping? But you know what? Moving off of that, we head on over to Jennifer. She is with Christian and a couple of his family members who are actually going to attend the wedding that they plan on having in Vegas. And basically, one of them asks, oh, who's going to be all at the wedding? And Jennifer's like, well, the main person who ain't coming is going to be Evelyn because she has so much stuff to say about how Christian is my boyfriend and we're not married and blah, 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 right? Now, at this point, Evelyn made some tweets. I did not know about this because I don't even follow Evelyn on any platform. But nonetheless, she made some tweets saying how she's always been an honest friend and all of this stuff. And Jennifer feels like, girl, you're not always an honest friend because if you're always being honest, you would have came to me instead of being caught on a hot mic. Here's my thing when it comes to Evelyn. Evelyn needs something to do. Evelyn absolutely needs a hobby. I don't know if she needs to go join a bingo club or what, but girl, the way she's harping on everything that Jennifer has going on and Jennifer's man and what he got going on, it's like Evelyn has nothing else going for herself. And honestly, I can understand Jennifer's frustration when it comes to Evelyn because every time she has seen her or whenever people talk to her, it's about what Evelyn had to say about her. Now, at the same time, Jennifer, we got to be real. You and Christian need to do a better job of clearing that boy name, okay? Sir, it's giving that you have something going on that ain't right. Because how have you yet to give that lady her money back? I think if you would have started there, we would have been like, okay, Christian, maybe you ain't that much of a scammer. But until you get that lady her money back, the one that Evelyn knows especially, sir, we still give you the side eye. Now, keep in mind, at this point, the family got beef with Evelyn, okay? Christian's family is hella ride or die, and, they're sending tweets out, and Evelyn's responding, and I'm just like, this is so messy and so unnecessary. And also, Christian auntie is giving her and Jennifer could tag team on Evelyn, and I wouldn't hate it. I ain't even gonna hold y'all. If they want to bring auntie around a little bit more, I'm cool with it. All right, now moving on from there, in the next scene, y'all, Evelyn is having a girls' night at her house. It's giving Evelyn is trying to set this up so her minions can do her work for her. I'm sorry, I can see straight through it. Because in what world would Evelyn really hang out with these girls? Be so for real. But nonetheless, we have Brittany, Brandy, and Denise. They are all at Evelyn's house, hanging out. And of course, Brandy brings up the fact that Evelyn told Ty that she thought that she was cute, and the fact that, her and Ming got this little beef going on. And here's the thing. When it comes to the whole Ty being cute thing, is Ty cute? She is. Do I think that Brandy is actually trying to have something going on with Ty? Probably not. But Ming, this is giving her all types of ammunition to come at Brandy, which is what we saw in this episode. We'll get there. Here's what I gave Brandy a side eye for, but she's like, yeah, and I also talked to Jennifer. Skirt. Pause, girl, pause. Why are you telling Evelyn that you talked to Jennifer? Especially when you already know these women are at odds. And this is like the height of having odds right now. Why are you telling Evelyn this? It's giving super messy. So Brandy is going on and on or whatever. And then she goes to tell Evelyn, there are some things that I'm just not going to talk about. But I do know that she's going to get married. And she's going to be getting married in Vegas. I'm just like, you are messy as hell, Brandy. Because you already know that Evelyn is going to feel validated to be like, I told y'all they wasn't married. And that's exactly how she feels. She feels like she ate Jennifer on up. And because, Jennifer was going on about how they got married in Paris, when in actuality, they were not officially married. It's giving, oh, y'all rushing to go do this because I called you out. Then things get a little bit petty because come to find out, the wedding is going to be on Evelyn's birthday. Now, y'all, I have no idea what day Evelyn's birthday is on, but it's giving, okay, if we throw our wedding on Evelyn's birthday, that means instead of some of the girls hanging out with her, then maybe they can come to our wedding. Everybody is playing a very messy game this season. Now, at this point, I kind of feel like when it comes to Evelyn saying how dumb Jennifer is, baby, I can agree when you're right, okay? Jennifer, I'm not understanding why you are now in a rush to get married to Christian when you already know he has all this legal shit going on. Because it's very much giving. If that man gets sued and you guys are married, they're taking your money, sweetheart. So you're not going to be able to walk around in all your designer pieces. Or you may be having to sell all of your designer pieces to pay these people. Like, I'm just really trying to understand. I get it. You are happy. You are in love. But Jennifer, I don't think this is the move, sweetheart. I really don't. Now, moving on from there, Brandy is like, yeah, well, maybe we should go to Vegas for your birthday. I'm just like, girl, you are so messy. But I'm also thinking, did production put you up to this? Because this is giving a plot that production came up with, saying, well, you know what? How about we kill two birds with one stone, keep the mess going, send all the girls to Vegas. We can film a little bit of Jennifer's wedding, but let's try to get some shit started. Now, keep in mind, Brittany and Denise are over there all smiles and giggles when it comes to them going to Vegas to celebrate Evelyn's birthday, right? Again, my question is, y'all over here sitting in her face, why didn't y'all question Brandy to be like, hey, really? That's what you think we should do? Like, what's going on here? Why should we be celebrating Evelyn in Vegas? Evelyn, is that even what you want? Did you already have plans for your birthday? You know what I'm saying? Nobody questioned anything. But we're going to catch your attitude later. Okay, fine. Moving on. Okay, so we see Jennifer, she does a phone call to Jackie and Ming. She wants to invite them to the wedding. However, Ming just RSVP'd, got the invite to celebrate Evelyn's birthday. So it was kind of like a conflict of interest here. But here's the thing. You have Jackie, who's definitely going to want to hang out with Evelyn, as well as Ming. And Jennifer, I do understand where you're coming from, where you're saying, it's crazy that you're hearing this from them, but not from Brandy. Yeah, Brandy, this should have been a phone call that you made to Jennifer to be like, hey, girl, I know, you're not rocking with Evelyn, but it is going to be her birthday, and we'll all be in Vegas at the same time. Y'all don't even have to interact with each other. A simple phone call. But, of course, we got to stir up the mess for the show. Now, moving on, we got to talk about this little dance class, I guess. Brittany, Denise, and Chantel, they go to this dance class. And y'all, I can't lie, these three are very boring. They're very boring. And they talk about how, oh, we're so excited to go to Vegas, but if there's drama, then that person can leave. again, what show did y'all sign up for? Because I'm not understanding. Especially little Miss Chantel, who's like, well, you know, my mom and Evelyn, they've been beefing for a long time. The last time that they were beefing, Evelyn said that my mom was a prostitute. I don't understand how they can, you know, be friends and be cordial. Girl, it's because it's for the check. That's how they're cordial. It's for the check. And she's like, you know, because I don't operate with friends like that. Girl, nobody does in the real world. But this is a reality show. And I'm sorry, a show does not last if the same two people are in conflict season after season after season after season. It gets boring. It gets very stale. Honestly, Jackie, I know that you were trying to do a favor for your daughter, but this is not the show for her. This is not the platform for her. Honestly, Chantel ain't really made for TV, if you ask me. But I think the same thing about Evelyn's daughter. All because their mothers are good on reality TV shows, that does not mean the same for their children. It just doesn't. Like, I could understand if they were doing like a show about reality stars' kids, but that's not what this is. And it's giving Chantel always wants things to be so, oh, everybody's so nice, everybody's getting along, and baby, that's not what this show is. Okay? People have conflicts, they come back together just to have another conflict. Know what you signed up for. Now, moving on from there, we actually see Ming and Ty meet up. Now Ty is trying to win this girl back. She brought her like some roses, and like the flowers were pretty, but Ming keeps telling you that she only wants to be friends. So I think she may mean it at this point. Like at first, I thought that Ming was just trying to like play with Ty, but the more that she keeps saying that, it's giving she really don't want your ass back. Okay? So according to Ming, they need to rebuild their trust because, again, she only wants to be friends with Ty. And Ty ends up telling her, well, you know, I went and got my eggs checked, but, you know, I didn't go by myself. I brought Brandy with me. And, of course, Ming is giving her a side eye because it's giving Brandy wants Ty. But, honestly, I feel like Ty kind of fed into the drama because she could have been like, oh, well, you know, Brandy has been through IVF before, so she knows what that experience is like. Baby, she didn't say none of that. So now Ty is telling Ming, well, you know, I told her about the fact that you told me that she was throwing shade at you, so I asked her, like, did she call me cute because she was trying to throw shade? I'm just like, Ty, you are messy as hell because you could have absolutely phrased this so much better, but I'm gonna let you cook because we got to add to the drama. So now this is adding even more fuel to the fire that Ming does not like Brandy, okay? Because it's giving Brandy is trying to push in on her territory. All right, so let's move on over to Jennifer and Christian. Here's the thing. She's feeling a way about Brandy because Brandy is planning this whole Evelyn birthday party. But here goes the producers. They're like, so did you plan your wedding around the fact that Evelyn called your husband your boyfriend? And of course she denies that, you know, they always plan to get married in Vegas. This had nothing to do with Evelyn. But Jennifer, I don't know if you were trying to give like a big FU to Evelyn because you decided to have this on her birthday. But sis, you've always known Evelyn's birthday. You were friends with her for many, many years. That lets me know that you always knew her birthday. And I absolutely think that it was a dumb decision for you to make your wedding day be her birthday. Like, girl, you could have chose any other day, not this one. And, like, if we want to be honest, this whole scene with Jennifer and Christian, it was a waste of time. But I just want to know, what is the significance of them getting married in Vegas? Because if we want to be completely honest, nothing about Jennifer gives me a wedding, a cheap wedding at that, in Vegas. Just saying. Moving on. All right, we see everybody pack. Who cares? We see all the girls arrive, and they basically split the groups up into two different groups as far as how they're going to be traveling to the house. So here's my only thing. Brandy, you made sure to put Ty in your van. Also, when Ty got there, you made sure to be like, oh, who is that? Is that Ty? Girl, At this point, I know for sure you just want to fuck with Ming because Ming is coming at you. Like, I get it. I absolutely get it. Because do I honestly think that Brandy wants Ty? No. That's not what I see for her. However, because Ming now has this issue with her, she gonna do little shit with Ty just to piss Ming off. So we see the ladies in the van, and Ming is trying to get some mess started because she asks Evelyn, like, oh, you know, how do you feel about the whole Jennifer thing happening at the same time as your birthday? You know, Brandy is the one who's planning all this, but she's also the one who brought up the fact that Jennifer's about to get married. Now, Evelyn is not feeding too much into it. She's like, you know, it's just a little quinky dink. As long as Jennifer don't come to the house, there shouldn't be any issues. Now, we also see Ming bring up the fact that Ty told her that Brandy thought she was cute. And honestly, y'all, I feel like we're dragging this. I feel like we gonna have to go ahead and nip this in the bud real quick. Ming, you are being very territorial. You the one who keeps saying you only want to be friends with this girl. It's clear that you're trying to move on, but you just don't want nobody else, especially in this friend group, to have her. Cool. Back in the other van, Brandy brings up the fact that Ming said that she was talking about her makeup. And again, she has no idea what Ming is talking about because she doesn't feel like what she said was negative. And honestly, it wasn't. Moving on. The ladies get to the Airbnb. It's nice. Next thing you know, Chantel comes in. We learn that she did not drive to Vegas. She actually took a flight, a 45-minute flight. But she also brought her kids as well as a nanny. They're going to be staying at another house. Cool. Good for you, girl. Moving on. Now, did y'all peep when Jackie said, oh, yeah, she's going to give everybody hugs, but not me? And Ty was like, oh, she's not a hugger? Because I guess she didn't understand what Jackie was saying. She's like, no. I'm her mom and she's not going to give me a hug. Yeah, Chantel, I'm going to need for us to discuss your real issues with your mama. Like, for real, I need to know what the real issues are because I'm not following and I'm not understanding. Your mom literally gave you a whole platform, okay? Because let's be honest, Jackie is one of the heavy hitters on this show, okay? And you are still sounding like an ungrateful prick, okay? But moving on. The ladies sit down and Ming says that she's going to be cooking dinner for everybody. All right, cool. She's talking about she's going to make some tacos. Okay, that's easy. And then she makes a jab at Brandy. Keep in mind, Brandy ain't saying nothing to her. She's just like, oh, yeah, you know, because we can't let Brandy cook. And Brandy like, what are you talking about? She's like, yeah, because, you know, your dressing wasn't done in the middle. Talking about Friendsgiving. And Brandy was like, no, I know my food is good. But whatever that was that you made, it wasn't looking too good or whatever. And here's my thing. Ming is about to take any jab that she can at Brandy. And all of this is over Ty. Is it petty? Absolutely. But honestly, I don't mind the petty drama because sometimes when the ladies are going at each other's throat like the way Evelyn and Jennifer are, sometimes it becomes a bit much. So the ladies go ahead and go pick their rooms, right? And out of all the rooms to pick, Ming and Brandy, they actually have rooms that are conjoined. Like, they literally have to share a bathroom. I'm just like, what are the odds here? Okay? So, here's the thing. They go into the kitchen, and they quickly realize that they ain't got no seasoning. The only person who brought any seasoning for the food is Ty. Keep in mind, she only brought one type of seasoning. Now, Brandy, I kind of am giving you the side eye because considering you were coming out with the seasoning line, this would have been the perfect opportunity for you to be like, oh yeah, y'all, I brought some seasonings. These are actually from my line. So Brandy also decided to spring it on the ladies that she invited Jennifer to stop by the house. Of course, Evelyn has an attitude about this. She's like, this is my birthday house. I'm sorry, Evelyn, this is an Airbnb. Be so for real about yourself. Also, last time I checked, the whole you going to Vegas wasn't even your idea. It was Brandy saying that she's going to throw you something in Vegas. So technically, she's the one who can invite anybody that she wants to the house. So now, of course, Evelyn's pissed off. All the minions are pissed off because why would Brandy do that? Because we're on a goddamn reality show. So it is very clear that Evelyn has an attitude about it. And Brandy's like, well, I did receive a text from Jennifer. And, it kind of tugged at my heartstrings because she was very excited about, getting married that weekend and that everybody was going to be in town. And here's the thing. In the grand scheme of it all, yes, it is Evelyn's birthday weekend. However, Jennifer does not have beef with anybody else but Evelyn. Okay? What's crazy to me is that after seeing this episode, it's giving the rest of the ladies don't even mess with Jennifer like that. They don't. Everybody's about to surround Evelyn like they always do. Now, do I think that it makes sense for Jennifer to go to this house? Absolutely not. Because you already know Evelyn gonna feel some type of way. But I feel like where Jennifer is at this point in her life, she doesn't give a damn if it pisses Evelyn off at this point. If it pisses Evelyn off, so what? Who cares? So now at this point, everybody is questioning Brandy's intentions because why would she try to throw Evelyn a birthday party when she already knows that it's going to be Jennifer's wedding? Well, here's the thing. She got invited to the wedding. Number one. Number two, she already knew that was going to be in Vegas. Miss Mamas is trying to kill two birds with one stone, aka production is trying to kill two birds with one stone. This means we only have to send one crew out there, and you'll already have all the ladies together in Vegas. They can pick and choose who they want to see. Do they want to go to the wedding, or if they're going to be hanging out with Evelyn? Because then it will be a whole situation had Evelyn been like, oh, you know what? I'm going to spend my birthday in Miami. Ladies, come with me to Miami. It would have been a bigger issue because if everybody did not go to her birthday and some people went to Jennifer's wedding, you already know she would have had a hissy fit. And everybody wants to get on Evelyn's good side at this point. So at this point, I got a little confused because now it seems like Brandy is going to be the one cooking and not Ming. And Ty is like, well, I thought you were going to be cooking, Ming. That's why I bought this seasoning. And she's like, nah, I told you to bring the seasoning so Brandy could use it. Again, another jab. So at this point, Brandy's like, okay, so are you trying to say I don't know how to season my food or what? Because what you're not about to do is try to play on my top. Well, you already know that I'm doing a cookbook. I have a seasoning line. I have all this stuff going on with my business, and that's going to affect my business. Here's the thing. Do I think that Ming knew that Brandy was supposed to be doing all this cooking and stuff? Absolutely not. I think she was just making digs to make a dig. But Brandy, I do understand where you're coming from, because at the end of the day, it is your business that's going to be on the line. If people are cracking jokes saying that your food ain't good, then for sure nobody's buying your cookbook. And on top of that, they will not be buying your seasoning, because they'll be like, Brandy don't know how to season food, so she ain't gonna know what to put together. So I get where you're coming from. All right, now we move on from there, because it's giving neither one of them about to cook. So it sounds like y'all need to go ahead and order some takeout. Moving on from there, we do see Jennifer and Christian. They go to the courthouse or wherever you're supposed to go to get your marriage license. And I mean, good for them. But I know that they are supposed to be getting married and all of that. But I'm going to need for their storyline to get a little bit better, okay? Because later on, we see them in the car, and he asks her, oh, who's going to be coming to the wedding? And she tells him Jackie, Ming, and Brandy. He feels some type of way about Brandy coming because to him, it sounds like she is on Evelyn's side. However, Jennifer tells him that, she talked to Brandy and Brandy is supposed to be neutral in the situation. Okay, whatever. Yeah, Jennifer and Christian, I'm going to need for y'all to have more going on. Just saying. Moving on from there, let's get back to the drama at the house. So now we have Evelyn and her girls. They are having a conversation because everybody's like, I don't understand why Brandy invited Jennifer. We even seen little Miss Denise, she got a lot of mouth saying how, Brandy is a friend to nobody. And if this was her, she would have kicked her out the house. I'm just like, how y'all gonna kick Brandy out the house when it was her idea to even have this trip for Evelyn? Can you please be so for real about yourself? But here we go again, another season of girls always taking up for Evelyn. Like, I just think it's wild that this girl is like, I mean, nobody should trust Brandy. As if Brandy did something to her. Like, girl, please scoot back. Moving on from there. So Ty is like talking to Brandy in her room, and she's like, yeah, I'm gonna let everybody decompress, and then you and Ming can go in the kitchen and cook. And Brandy's like, I'm not doing nothing with Ming. So Ming can hear her because she's in the bathroom. She's like, you know I can hear you. And Brandy was like, yeah, that's fine that you can hear me. I said, okay, Brandy, stand on it. So Ming, she decides to carry herself right on to the next room with Chantel and Denise. And they talk about the fact that I don't understand why Brandy would invite Jennifer to Evelyn's birthday, blah, 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 blah. And of course, you have Ming chiming in because at this point, she really don't mess with Brandy. According to her, Brandy is the type of person that will throw rocks and hide her hands. And I'm just like, I don't really think that's what's happening here. I think that Brandy has been on this show for a while, the same way that Jackie Christie has been on this show for a while. And at this point, they know how the reality show game works. You have to have these people who have conflict in the same places. Come on now. We've seen it happen time and time again. I'm going to need for these girls to just kind of go with the flow, just a little bit. All right, now here we go with Ming going on and on about how, yeah, because Brandy should be throwing shots. And I'm just like, no, sweetheart, you're the main one who's throwing shots left and right. And then she goes on to talk about the fact that Brandy was talking about her makeup. Keep in mind, at this point, Brandy can hear her. So Brandy does what? She comes into the room and is like, so what we talking about? Because if y'all going to talk about me, go ahead and say it to me. So the ladies get to arguing, and Ty tries to de-escalate the situation, but I'm sorry, Ty, scoot back, because you kind of start the pot with these two ladies. So at this point, just let it play out. They run the clip back of what Brandy had to say. And Ming, you're delusional, okay? Nothing that she said was bad about you or your makeup. So as Brandy is trying to explain herself, Ming, she does like the fake violin motion, and I'm just like, what is happening with this episode? Like, I guess after that, some type of way, I hear Jackie Christie getting involved, and Brandy, she does say one thing that stood out to me, and that was when she yelled out to Ming that the only reason why you are mad and you tripping is because I said that Ty was cute, and that is absolutely why she is tripping out on you. Like, Ming, if you gonna have beef with somebody, please let it be for a different reason, because this ain't it. Okay, so at this point, we have left the bedroom. We have made it to the kitchen. And according to me, everybody is feeling some type of way because Jennifer has been invited. And Brandy's like, well, okay, well, if y'all feel some type of way that bad, then y'all can go ahead and leave. Because again, this is supposed to be technically her trip. She's just throwing it for Evelyn. Now, I will say I give Brandy her props for this because she's like, listen, if y'all got an issue with me, to say it. Say it to me. There's no point in y'all getting in y'all little sister circles and talking crap about me. Now, at this point, Jackie, she chimes in and she's like, well, I feel like this is a lot of, Ming versus Brandy at this point. And Brandy's like, listen, I don't even care about the makeup comment. I didn't mean no harm by it. It is what it is. What else is going on? So instead of addressing that, because at this point, Ming knows that the only reason why she's so mad at this girl is because of Ty, she decides to throw it on Chantel. It was like, well, I think Chantel has something to say. I said, plot twist. You talk about people being dirty and like throwing rocks and hiding hands. Look at you, sweetheart. So Chantel, I'm not understanding why her response was, why can't we all just go ahead and speak our minds? Well, bitch, you not speaking your mind. You decided to ask a question to the group when really you should have been asking a question to Brandy. Like, at this point, you can already tell that Brandy can see that she's outnumbered with these girls, and she's over it. And then Chantel says something along the lines of, well, maybe if you would have calmed down 20 minutes ago, then we could have been able to have a conversation. I'm sorry, why are we acting as if Brandy was the one who started it with y'all when y'all were literally in a group talking shit about her? And then she overheard y'all and decided to address it. Like, I'm a little confused here. For what we saw on TV, baby, Chantel, you are really playing hard ball to be on a certain team. So Jackie chimes in and she's like, okay, so the concern is about Jennifer coming here. And at this point, Brandy's like, okay, sweetheart, Chantel, what do you want to talk about? So Chantel says, well, don't sweetheart me. But also at the same time, she said, baby, don't sweetheart me. I said, okay, well, now we're both using terms. Can we figure this out? Chantel, just say what it is, because at this point, you're lagging and you're dragging it, okay? How can you be doing both those things at the same time? It's crazy to me. Like, you're moving very slow getting to this, and it's dragging this whole situation. So again, because Chantel has nothing to say, she says, well, you're doing all this childish stuff. I could be at home with my kids. I'm with Brandy. Chantel, you're the one who's being childish. It was so crazy how all y'all had so much mouth when you thought Brandy couldn't hear you. And now Brandy is asking you, what's the issue? And you have nothing to say. Like, I'm sorry, y'all. I think I may be Team Brandy on this issue. Because, yeah, if y'all have a problem with this girl, then go ahead and tell her. But, like, the way Chantel is acting, I cannot. Again, Jackie, I understand you were trying to get your daughter a check, but baby, this was not it. She is not cut out for this show. So at this point, Todd chimes in and she tells Brandy that she's being hostile. And I'm just like, I don't understand how we are feeling like this girl is being hostile. She already overheard a group of girls talking about her, number one. Number two, she came in, tried to correct the situation, and Ming started to play in her face. Then they decided to have a whole little ponderosa, like Jackie likes to call it. And everybody's saying that she's the problem, but they won't exactly address the issue. I'm sorry, are we all watching the same things happen? Alright, so in the last scene I already talked about, a lot of it was with Jennifer and Christian. And basically she says that she's going to go to the house so that way she can see Brandy. And honestly, in this moment, I don't even hate the idea that she's going to go see Brandy, because ain't nobody else in Brandy Corner right about now. But y'all, that was it. That was the episode. Let me know what y'all thought about it. Go ahead and like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. And I will talk to y'all in my next review. Bye, guys.